Hello, a warm welcome back to the 1991 Review YouTube channel. Let's continue with the dramatic events from the end of episode 106. After an earth-shattering struggle, the unfathomably profound Tai Yunzi completely suppressed Marquis Ling Tian, forcing the latter to taste bitter defeat and suffer humiliation before the eyes of tens of thousands of cultivators. As the echoes of the battle subsided, and the atmosphere on the grand square remained as tense as a drawn bowstring, Tai Yunzi swept his gaze across the entire assembly. His solemn and majestic voice resounded. On this occasion, in celebration of my 10,000-year birthday, today I shall officially announce the successors who will bear the title of the 7 Scions of Heavenly Fate. The moment these words were spoken, the entire space seemed to freeze. The eyes of every present cultivator immediately converged on the most elite disciples of the yellow and purple lineages, including Wang Lin, who maintained his calm expression. However, just as Tai Yunzi's voice faded, several disciples from other lineages stepped forward, bowed in respect, and announced in unison, "Master, this disciple's cultivation is still shallow. I wish to withdraw from this election." Tai Yunzi gave a slight nod, as if he had already anticipated this. His gaze suddenly focused on one individual, and he spoke in a deep, powerful tone. "Kuan Pengzi, you are the most outstanding of a yellow lineage. You shall be the first to receive the title of a Heavenly Fate Scion. Can you do it?" Hearing his name, Kuan Pengzi's entire body shivered uncontrollably, utter shock and elation written all over his face. Without a moment's hesitation, he immediately prostrated himself on the ground, kowtowing deeply. His voice, filled with conviction, declared, "Disciple vows to engrave Master's teachings upon my bones and heart, and I swear not to disappoint you." "Please," Tai Yunzi nodded. He slowly raised his right hand and pointed the spot between his own eyebrows. A brilliant yet ancient beam of light was slowly extracted, condensing into a mystical sigil. He said, "This item is a seal that represents the title of a Heavenly Fate Scion. Take it and enter seclusion to comprehend it. When you emerge, I will personally bestow upon you a life-saving magical treasure." Kuan Pengzi respectfully accepted the seal, his heart filled with boundless gratitude. However, at this very moment, as Wang Lin's gaze inadvertently fell upon Tai Yunzi's glabella after the seal had been removed, an indescribable sense of bizarre fear and dread washed over him. It felt as if something terrifying was concealed in that very spot. Forcibly suppressing his turbulent emotions, Wang Lin quietly averted his gaze and continued to observe. Next was the purple lineage's turn. Just as Tai Yunzi's authoritative gaze swept over, Bai Wei, Wang Lin's second senior brother, immediately stepped forward to withdraw. Then, fourth senior sister Zhao Xinming suddenly looked towards Wang Lin, a knowing smile playing on her lips. "Old seventh, if I were to withdraw as well, wouldn't your path to obtaining the title be far too simple and dull? How about today? We siblings have a match to broaden everyone's horizons." Yet, in response to her challenge, Wang Lin remained silent. He turned to Tai Yunzi, clasped his hands in salute, and spoke in a calm but firm voice. "Master, this disciple wishes to withdraw." This declaration stunned everyone. Tai Yunzi himself was taken aback, and he frowned, asking, "Why do you withdraw?" "Disciple's cultivation is insufficient. I cannot be a match for fourth senior sister." Tai Yunzi's eyes sharpened. "As your master, I wish for you to contend for it once. A disciple of Tai Yunzi is not the kind to surrender without a fight. I will give you the time it takes for half an incense stick to burn, to think it over carefully." As he finished speaking, a giant incense stick appeared in the distance, spontaneously igniting and beginning to burn. The entire square fell silent, all eyes fixed on Wang Lin, awaiting his decision. Time trickled by as the incense stick slowly turned to ash. When the final spark died out, Wang Lin finally lifted his head, looked directly at Tai Yunzi, and said, "Master, this disciple contend for it once." Hearing this, a look of delight flashed in Tai Yunzi's eyes. He nodded and said, "Good." In the distance, fourth senior sister Zhao Ximing smiled, her voice gentle yet filled with fighting spirit. "Old seventh, let's begin then." With that, her figure moved, gliding towards Wang Lin with the grace of celestial fairy. Simultaneously, her slender hand pointed lightly in the air, and specks of mystical purple starlight immediately flew out, carrying a bewitching aura. "Old seventh, my Tao is a Tao of bewitching shadows. This magic, which I created by imitating your demon transformation finger, I call the purple demon hand." As she spoke, her speed surged and immense pressure bore down on Wang Lin. High above, Tai Yunzi maintained a placid expression, but his gaze was locked onto the index finger of Wang Lin's right hand. He murmured to himself, unheard by anyone, "My Tao is the Tao of heavenly fate, the Tao of destiny. I must find a suitable person to take the third step on my path of cultivation. This child, is he truly aligned with my fate?" While he was lost in thought, down in the arena, Wang Lin faced the oncoming purple demon hand and let out a soft shout. "Demon transformation finger, Instantly, the clear sky was blotted out by dark, roiling clouds. An ancient, desolate, and demonic aura permeated the entire space. As the demonic sigil on Wang Lin's finger bloomed, a pillar of black light descended from the heavens, colliding head-on with the purple demon hand. Boom! A heaven-shaking, earth-shattering explosion erupted, sending out a violent shockwave. Zhao Xinming's figure was immediately blasted backward. However, she was unfazed, instantly producing a black bead. In a flash, the bead acted like a black hole, frantically absorbing all the demonic qi that had just been unleashed by the demon transformation finger. At this point, Zhao Xinming said joyfully, "Old Seventh, Senior Sister has no intention of fighting you for the title, but this mutated demonic energy of yours, I must have it." Wang Lin's gaze hardened as he looked at the bead. "You intentionally provoked me into using the demon transformation finger? If so, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. You cannot take that demonic energy." As his words fell, the dense demonic qi within the bead in Zhao Xinming's hand suddenly struggled violently before rapidly dissipating into thin air. At the same time, the bead lost all its spiritual energy, turned a pale white, and with a crack, shattered into fine dust. Zhao Xinming stared at the scene in horror, unable to believe her eyes. "Old Seventh, I only want a sliver of your demonic energy. If you give it to me, I'll withdraw at once. If not, Fourth Senior Sister, on this matter, I am unable to help." Wang Lin replied decisively. Hearing this, Zhao Xinming took a deep breath, her expression turning serious. She raised her right hand and roared, "9 revolutions, immortal forging art." As her roar ended, immortal energy surged from her body, forming powerful vortexes that swirled around her before howling outwards. Seeing this, Wang Lin showed no weakness, immediately executing the 9 revolutions, immortal forging art as well. In an instant, his immortal energy had reached the 6th revolution, causing his senior sister to gasp in surprise. However, she remained confident. "Seventh junior brother, even if you truly have the power of the 6th revolution, you are still no match for me." Wang Lin said nothing, merely slapping his bag of holding. Instantly, the giant battle axe of the giant demon tribe shot out as a streak of black light, hovering in midair and radiating a savage and brutal aura. At the same time, the beast driving ring on his wrist flew out, transforming with a thud into the ancient war machine, the god-slaying chariot. Only after this did he look at her coldly and ask, "With these 2 added, what do you think now?" Feeling the terrifying aura emanating from the 2 treasures, Zhao Xinming's expression changed. She looked at Wang Lin, fell silent for a long moment, and then suddenly broke into a smile. "I have underestimated you. Old Seventh, your senior sister, withdraws." With that, her figure gracefully retreated, floating back to the front of the purple lineage disciples. Just when it seemed the contest was decided, a dense mass of purple chi suddenly shot across the distant horizon at an incredible speed. In a flash, as the purple chi dispersed, the figure of a middle-aged man with an arrogant expression appeared. He stood there, clasped his fist towards Taiyanzi, and said in a deep voice, "Disciple Chen Tao pays his respects to Master." Upon seeing Chen Tao, a look of appreciation appeared in Taiyanzi's eyes. "It is good that you could return early." While passing to Black King Planet, a rare treasure happened to appear. Disciple had to spend some effort to acquire it as an offering for Master, hence my slight delay. "Oh, what kind of treasure could catch your eye?" As Taiyanzi finished his question, Chen Tao slapped his bag of holding, and a peculiar 6-petal flower appeared in his hand. Each petal was a different color, emitting a radiant glow. He presented it, saying, "Master, this disciple does not know what the strange flower is, but 3 top-grade desolate beasts fought to the death over it." The flower flew into Taiyanzi's hand. He examined it, pondered for a moment, and then said, "This is the 7-colored glazed light flower. It takes 10 years to sprout roots, 100 years for leaves, 1,000 to gather light, and 10,000 years to bloom just once. To demonic and beast cultivators, this item is an extremely precious treasure. Is that not right, elder son?" An elder standing beside him nodded in agreement. "Indeed, it is a pity it has not yet grown its 7th petal. However, with Daoist friend Taiyanzi's divine abilities, I imagine it won't take long for 7th petal to appear." Taiyanzi gave a slight nod, stored the flower away, and said, "Very well, this master will accept this gift." Just as he finished, Chen Tao turned to look at the 3 from the purple lineage. His gaze swept past Bai Wei and Zhao Xinming. "The number of people in our purple lineage truly dwindles. Bai Wei, Zhao Xinming, has been a long time. We knew you would definitely return for Master's 10,000-year birthday." Zhao Xinming replied. Chen Tao nodded slightly. Then his gaze, sharp as a blade, landed on Wang Lin. "So you are the new old 7th? State your name." Wang Lin met his gaze calmly and replied in a cold tone, "Wang Lin, you are not worthy of being my 7th junior brother. Chun Tao suddenly snarled. My. Chun Tao's 7th junior brother is, and only ever will be Sun Yun. Master, this disciple has returned this time precisely to reclaim the title of a heavenly fate scion. I hope Master will grant my request. Tai Yunzi said placidly, for the title of a heavenly fate scion within the purple lineage, only you and your 7th junior brother currently have the qualifications. But rules are rules. Only one may obtain it. Hearing this, Chun Tao immediately nodded. Without the slightest hesitation, his figure flashed and instantly appeared right in front of Wang Lin, unleashing a hand seal filled with overwhelming purple chi. A thunderous boom rang out. Wang Lin was forced to block with his battle axe to neutralize the attack and retreat. As he regained his footing, he saw Chun Tao raise an eyebrow, looking down on him with disdain. You withdraw now. Wang Lin did not reply. The 6th revolution golden immortal energy in his left hand suddenly condensed into a vortex and roared towards his opponent. In the distance, Chun Tao merely glanced at the vortex, a scornful smirk on his lips. That is not how you use this magic. With that, he pushed his right hand forward. An unbelievable scene occurred. Wang Lin's vortex of immortal energy came to a dead stop before Chun Tao's index finger. Then, as he formed a series of hand seals, the vortex not only didn't dissipate, but was reinforced by 4 more revolutions, reaching the peak of the 9 revolutions golden immortal power. After doing so, he thrust his right hand forward. The 9 revolutions vortex suddenly changed direction, howling back towards Wang Lin with several times its original power. Wang Lin's expression was now extremely grim. His body immediately retreated as his right hand grabbed the battle axe out of thin air. He leaped high and brought it down with a world-splitting chop. Crash! A powerful shockwave erupted, shaking the surroundings and shattering the 9 revolutions' immortal energy. Then, the colossal axe, carrying an unstoppable momentum, chopped directly towards Chun Tao's head. At the same time, the god-slaying chariot and the 10 billion soul banner were also brought out by Wang Lin. A heaven-shaking roar was heard as the Qilin beast emerged from the banner and charged forward. Wang Lin shouted in a low voice, "Devour him!" As his words fell, Chun Tao finally unleashed the divine abilities of a vain Tribulin cultivator, engaging Wang Lin in an incredibly fierce battle. At this moment, everyone present was utterly shocked by Wang Lin's combat prowess. It was unbelievable that a soul transformation cultivator could fight on even terms with a renowned old monster at the vain Tribulin stage. Watching this cataclysmic battle, even Tai Nyenzi had to focus his full attention, a look of unconcealed appreciation in his eyes as he silently praised Wang Lin as very good. In the arena, Wang Lin and Chun Tao fought not only with magic, but also engaged in a fierce war of words. But facing an opponent a full major realm above him, what will Wang Lin do? Who will be the final victor and claim the noble title of a heavenly fate scion? Stay tuned to the 1991 Review YouTube channel to find out the details in the next episode. Goodbye and see you again.